Sekani Matlang runs one of the most powerful media companies in the city. Every morning he enters his tall office building with focus and speed, rarely noticing what happens near the entrance. One chilly day, as cars rush past and workers hurry inside, something unusual slows his steps. Near the front of the building, a thin man sits quietly on the pavement, moving his hands with deep attention as if the noise around him does not exist. The man is Banchul Kiros. He has no studio, no tools, and no comfort. He uses torn paper and dark dust from burnt wood to create images. His clothes are worn, his shoes broken, yet his eyes are calm. People passing by laugh, whisper, and shake their heads. Some workers joke about him. Others record videos for fun, never expecting anything serious from someone living on the street. Sekani stops for a moment and looks down. What he sees makes him forget the cold air. The picture forming on the paper is full of life and emotion. The lines are strong, the expression deep. As he looks closer, his breath tightens. The face on the paper looks exactly like the woman who raised him, the woman he lost years ago and still misses every day. Confused and shaken, Sekani speaks to Banchul. He asks where he learned to create such work. Banchul shares a quiet story of natural skill, lost chances, family struggles, and years of being ignored. His voice is soft, but his words carry weight. Sekani listens without interrupting. Instead of offering money or comfort, Sekani makes an unusual request. He gives Banchul a difficult task and sets strict rules, offering nothing but a single chance. Then he leaves, saying no more. That night, while the city sleeps, Banchul works without rest. By morning, the result is something beyond expectation. The work shows control, patience, and rare ability. Later that day, Sekani surprises everyone by bringing Banchul to a major live media event. Cameras flash, voices rise, and silence follows when the truth is revealed. The audience is stunned. The internet explodes with reactions, questions, and emotion. Banchul's life changes in ways he never imagined. Sekani also changes, learning that true power begins when you choose to truly see someone. A man named Banchul Kiros sits on the hard ground near busy streets, turning simple scraps into something meaningful. With small pieces of dark ash and rough paper, his hands move with care and purpose. He works slowly, fully focused, as if the loud city around him does not exist. Each image he creates carries deep feeling, showing faces filled with truth, pain, and strength. People pass him every day. Some glance for a second and walk away. Others laugh, whisper, or record him for entertainment. To them, he is just another forgotten soul trying to survive. Few notice the quiet beauty forming beneath his fingers. Fewer still understand the skill hidden behind his tired eyes. His past is heavy. Once he had dreams, lessons, and hope. Life, however, took sharp turns. Loss, hunger, and missed chances pushed him onto the streets. Still, his gift never left him. Even without comfort or support, he kept creating, believing his work mattered even if no one watched. One morning, someone different pauses nearby. A powerful man, used to respect and control, notices the images on the ground. At first he watches silently. Then he steps closer. What he sees surprises him deeply. The artwork is not ordinary. It carries emotion and memory. One image touches his heart in a way he did not expect, bringing back thoughts he thought were long buried. A quiet conversation follows. Simple questions lead to honest answers. Banchul speaks without anger or pride. He shares his journey, not to gain pity, but because he is asked. The listener hears truth, struggle, and strength in every word. Instead of offering easy help, the wealthy man decides to test what he has seen. He gives Banchul a difficult task with clear limits. No praise, no promise, just an opportunity. Then he leaves, unsure of the outcome. That night, Banchul works under streetlights and cold air. His body is tired, but his spirit is awake. By morning, his effort becomes proof of discipline and rare ability. Later, the world learns his story. Cameras capture shock, voices spread the news, and hearts react. A life changes forever. Another life learns that greatness often sits where no one looks. Office workers mock the man, laughing as they walk past, making jokes under their breath, some even stopping to point and smile. To them, he is only a poor stranger sitting near a shiny building that does not belong to him. His worn clothes and quiet nature make him an easy target. Phones come out, whispers spread, and careless words float through the cold air. The man does not react. He keeps his head down, focused on his hands. On the ground before him lie rough papers and dark marks forming shapes. While the crowd finds humor, he finds peace in creation. Every line he draws feels personal, as if each movement releases thoughts he cannot speak aloud. Inside the tall building, people rush through glass doors, busy with meetings and deadlines. Among them is Sekani, a powerful leader known for his serious nature. He usually walks fast, eyes forward, mind full. That morning, however, the noise outside slows him. He hears laughter mixed with sharp comments and feels something is wrong. Sekani turns his head. From a short distance, he watches the scene. He sees the group smiling without kindness and notices the man on the ground working with calm focus. Something about that stillness catches his attention. Instead of joining the crowd or walking away, he steps closer, saying nothing. As he moves nearer, the jokes fade. One by one, people fall silent. Their smiles disappear. Sekani bends slightly and looks at what is being created. The drawing before him is strong, emotional, and detailed. It is not messy or random. It feels alive. His face changes. The cold expression he is known for softens. Memories rise inside him. Memories tied to love, loss, and a time before power shaped his life. The people standing nearby sense the shift. No one laughs now. No one speaks. The man on the ground finally looks up. His eyes meet Sekani's. There is no fear, no begging, only quiet dignity. Sekani straightens slowly, still staring at the work. Without raising his voice, he asks a simple question. The moment feels heavy. Those who mocked earlier now feel small. What seemed funny seconds ago now feels shameful. In that silence, everything changes. A man once ignored is finally seen. Another learns that respect does not come from position, but from paying attention. Sekani realizes the sketch is a perfect image, and his heart suddenly tightens. He leans closer, forgetting where he is. The face on the paper pulls him into another time. The eyes, the gentle smile, the soft strength in the expression all feel deeply familiar. His breathing slows as emotion rises without warning. For a moment, the busy street disappears. He sees the woman who guided him as a child, the one who believed in him before success, before money, before power. She used to sit with him in quiet rooms, teaching him patience and kindness. Losing her was the one pain wealth never healed. Seeing her again, drawn by unknown hands on rough material, feels impossible. Sekani's fingers shake slightly as he studies every detail. The curve of the face, the warmth in the eyes, even the calm sadness feel exact. No photograph ever captured her spirit this way. This drawing does. It feels alive, as if memory itself has taken shape. People around him notice the change. The strong, distant man they know now looks vulnerable. His eyes shine. His jaw tightens as he tries to stay composed. No one dares to interrupt. The air feels heavy with meaning. He looks at the artist sitting quietly nearby. The man does not smile or speak. He simply waits, unsure of what he has stirred. Sekani finally looks up and asks how such a likeness was possible. His voice is low, controlled, but filled with emotion. The answer comes gently. The artist explains how he studies faces deeply, how he draws what he feels rather than what he sees. He talks about emotion guiding his hand, about pain sharpening vision. There is no pride in his words, only honesty. Sekani listens carefully. Every sentence adds weight to the moment. He realizes this is not luck or coincidence. This is rare ability shaped by hardship. His thoughts race. He feels regret for all the times he walked past people without looking. He feels gratitude for this unexpected reminder of love. Most of all, he feels respect. Those nearby sense that something important has happened. What began as mockery has turned into silence and reflection. Sekani straightens, still holding the image in his mind. In that instant, he knows this meeting is not random. A forgotten talent has touched his deepest memory. Nothing will remain the same after this moment. Sekani asks how Banchul learned to draw, and the question opens a door the man rarely shares with anyone. Banchul lifts his eyes slowly, surprised that someone truly wants to know. His voice is quiet, yet steady, as he begins to speak about a life shaped by struggle rather than choice. He explains that as a child, he used to copy faces he saw in old newspapers and on walls. He had no books, no teachers, and no proper tools. Still, his hands remembered shapes easily. Neighbors once praised his work, saying he had a rare gift. For a short time, hope lived in his heart. He believed his skill could one day change everything. That hope did not last. His family fell into hardship. Food became more important than dreams. School ended early. Responsibilities replaced lessons. When illness and loss entered his home, survival became the only goal. His talent had no place in a world that demanded money before meaning. Banchul describes moving from place to place, carrying his ability silently. He tried to find work, tried to be seen, but doors stayed closed. Without connections or support, his gift slowly disappeared into daily struggle. Even so, he never stopped creating. When paper was unavailable, he used scraps. When pencils were gone, he used ash. Drawing became his way of holding on to himself. Sekani listens closely. Each word feels heavy. He hears not excuses, but endurance. He sees how many chances were lost, not because of laziness, but because life showed no mercy. The powerful man realizes how easily talent can be buried when opportunity never arrives. Banchul does not ask for sympathy. He speaks with calm honesty, as if pain has already taught him acceptance. He says art kept him alive during nights filled with hunger and cold. It gave him purpose when the world ignored him. The crowd nearby grows silent. Even those who laughed earlier now listen with lowered heads. The street feels different, slower, more human. Sekani feels something change inside him. He understands that success often depends on being noticed at the right moment. He looks at Banchul not as a homeless man, but as a skilled soul shaped by hardship. That simple question becomes more than curiosity. It becomes a bridge between two lives that never should have met, yet did. Instead of help, Sekani pauses and chooses a path no one expects. He does not reach for his wallet or offer kind promises. His face stays calm, thoughtful, almost distant. Banchul waits, unsure whether this moment will bring hope or disappointment. The silence feels heavy. Sekani speaks carefully. He explains that easy support can fade quickly, but real growth needs pressure. He sets clear rules and a demanding task. There will be no comfort, no guidance, and no second chances. What Banchul creates must speak for itself. The conditions sound cold, almost unfair, especially coming from someone with endless resources. People nearby exchange confused looks. Some think Sekani is cruel. Others believe he is testing something deeper. Banchul listens without interrupting. His shoulders remain still. His eyes do not beg. He nods once, accepting whatever is being offered, even if it feels like nothing. Sekani hands over limited materials and gives a short time frame. He does not explain why this matters or what might follow. There is no contract, no praise, no encouragement. Only a quiet expectation hangs in the air. Then Sekani turns and walks back toward the tall building, leaving Banchul alone on the street. As Sekani disappears through the glass doors, doubt spreads among the crowd. Some whisper that the powerful man played with the poor artist's emotions. Others believe Banchul has been set up to fail. The street slowly returns to noise, but something has shifted. Banchul gathers the items given to him. The task feels heavy yet familiar. Life has tested him before, far more harshly. He finds a quiet corner and begins planning in his mind. Fear tries to enter, but discipline pushes it away. This is not about money or attention. This is about proving something to himself. Night approaches. Cold wind moves through empty streets. Banchul works under dim lights, focused and determined. Hunger and fatigue try to slow him, but memory and passion drive his hands. Every movement carries years of experience shaped by hardship. Inside his office, Sekani stands near a window, staring into the city lights. He wonders if he made the right choice. He questions his own method, yet believes pressure reveals truth. He knows that if Banchul completes the challenge, it will mean more than any donation ever could. By walking away, Sekani places responsibility where it belongs. What happens next depends entirely on the artist. And in that distance between power and poverty, a silent test begins, one that will soon speak louder than words. Banchul completes the task overnight, proving skill, discipline, and quiet genius. When the city grows dark and busy sounds fade, He remains awake beneath weak streetlights. Cold air wraps around him, yet his focus stays strong. His hands move with care, guided by years of unseen effort and deep patience. The materials before him are few and rough. There is no comfort, no shelter, and no voice cheering him on. Still, he works as if this moment matters more than sleep. Every mark carries intention. Every pause shows thought. Time passes without notice as his mind stays clear and steady. Memories push him forward. He recalls long nights of hunger, days of rejection, and moments when his work was ignored. Those memories do not weaken him. Instead, they sharpen his attention. Each line he creates feels like a step away from the past and toward dignity. The street becomes silent. Only distant traffic and soft wind remain. His body grows tired, but his spirit refuses to stop. He adjusts, improves, corrects, and refines. Nothing is rushed. Nothing is careless. He treats the work with respect, knowing this chance may never return. As hours pass, exhaustion tries to slow him. His fingers ache. His eyes burn. He rests briefly, then continues. The image begins to take full shape, strong and emotional. It tells a story without words. It holds balance, depth, and truth. When morning light appears, he finally stops. He looks at what now lies before him. There is no smile, no celebration, only calm satisfaction. He knows he gave everything he had. No excuses remain. People passing early that day slow their steps. Some stop quietly. They sense something special. Even if they do not fully understand it, the work feels alive. It demands attention. Banchul gathers his things carefully. He waits where he was told, saying nothing. Doubt tries to enter, but confidence stands stronger. He does not wonder what others will think. He knows what he created is honest. Inside the tall building, a decision is about to be tested. Outside, a man who once had nothing now holds proof of his worth. This single night becomes a turning point built on focus, endurance, and belief. What began as a challenge has now become an answer. Sekani brings Banchul into a live press event, and no one is ready for what follows. Cameras are already rolling, reporters seated, microphones placed neatly on the stage. Executives sit in the front rows, expecting business news, numbers, and polished speeches. The room is bright, controlled, and serious. Sekani steps onto the stage with his usual calm presence. He begins speaking about vision, responsibility, and values. His tone is steady, but there is something different in his eyes. Then he pauses. The doors at the side of the hall open, and a man enters slowly. Banchul walks in wearing simple clothes. His posture is humble, his face quiet. Murmurs spread across the room. Journalists exchange confused looks. Some executives frown, unsure why a stranger has appeared in such a place. Cameras turn toward him, zooming in, searching for meaning. Sekani gestures for Banchul to stand beside him. The contrast is powerful. One man represents wealth, influence, and control. The other carries nothing but calm strength. The room falls silent. Sekani begins to speak again, this time telling a story. He talks about talent that goes unseen, about people judged too quickly, about how success often ignores truth. He does not raise his voice. He does not explain everything yet. He simply asks for attention. Then the work is revealed. Gasps ripple through the hall. Reporters lean forward. Phones lift into the air. The image shown is strong, emotional, and impossible to ignore. Whispers turn into silence. Sekani explains how the piece was created under pressure, without comfort, without support. He speaks of discipline, focus, and integrity. Every word adds weight to the moment. Executives shift in their seats. Some look down. Others stare in disbelief. Banchul says nothing. He does not smile. He does not perform. He simply stands there, letting the truth speak for him. Questions explode. Hands rise. Cameras flash faster. The event takes a turn no one expected. What was meant to be routine becomes unforgettable. Within minutes, clips begin spreading online. Viewers react with shock, emotion, and anger. Comments flood in. The story travels beyond the room, beyond the city. In that moment, a forgotten man is introduced to the world, not as a symbol, but as proof. Sekani steps back, allowing Banchul to stand fully in the light. This single decision changes the meaning of leadership for everyone watching. The story goes viral globally, sparking debates on hidden talent and ignored lives. Within hours, videos and photos of Banchul's artwork flood social media. People share the images with captions expressing shock, admiration, and disbelief. News websites pick it up, writing articles about the homeless artist whose skill astonished a billionaire. Hashtags trend worldwide, drawing attention from viewers in cities far from where it all began. Viewers are moved by the story. Some feel guilty for ignoring similar people in their own communities. Others are inspired to notice talent that hides in plain sight. The narrative spreads quickly because it touches something deep, how society often overlooks ability when it doesn't appear in expected places. Discussion boards fill with comments about opportunity, fairness, and the chance to recognize greatness in unexpected forms. Television shows invite Banchul and Sekani for interviews. Reporters ask questions about his life, his struggles, and the moment he first caught Sekani's attention. Banchul speaks softly but confidently, describing how he kept creating even when no one believed in him. Each sentence earns admiration from audiences, who are fascinated by his quiet determination and natural skill. Sekani's role also becomes widely discussed. People praise him for seeing value where others saw nothing. Analysts talk about leadership, humanity, and the importance of noticing people rather than only numbers or profits. The story sparks debates in schools, offices, and online communities, as people examine the balance between wealth, influence, and social responsibility. Artists everywhere relate to Banchul's journey. They share their own struggles and experiences, finding encouragement in his example. Some offer help, some provide tools, and others simply celebrate the reminder that talent often waits for recognition. Social media posts encourage viewers to support local artists and to reconsider assumptions about what success looks like. Even ordinary viewers are affected emotionally. Comments reveal tears, smiles, and hope. People discuss their own dreams, regrets, and opportunities they may have missed. The story becomes more than just about one man. It turns into a global lesson on empathy, focus, and potential. By the end of the week, the conversation reaches millions. Banchul's name is known worldwide, not for wealth or fame, but for skill, courage, and perseverance. Sekani is remembered not just as a powerful CEO, but as someone who understood the value of truly seeing another human being. The story's impact continues, inspiring change and reflection everywhere it is shared. Banchul's art changes his life forever, opening doors he never imagined. Galleries invite him to display his work, and collectors reach out with offers he could never have dreamed of. People who once passed by without a glance now seek him out, amazed by the talent they ignored. His mornings are no longer spent on cold streets but in studios filled with light and supplies, where he can create freely and grow his skill even further. His reputation spreads quickly. Students of art want to learn from him. Young artists see him as proof that dedication and talent can survive even the harshest circumstances. Every piece he produces tells a story, reflecting not only his skill but the journey he endured. Interviews, articles, and social media posts feature him, celebrating his perseverance and reminding the world that ability is not limited to comfort or privilege. Life outside art also changes. Banchul finally has security, a place to sleep, and respect from others. People treat him differently, with kindness and admiration, but he remains humble. He never forgets the nights spent working alone, the cold streets, or the quiet determination that kept him going. Each opportunity reminds him of how close he came to being overlooked forever. Sekani too learns a lesson. The billionaire realizes that leadership is more than power or control. It is about truly noticing people and their potential. He reflects on the lives he has touched, the employees he has overlooked, and the countless individuals whose talents remain hidden simply because no one paused to see them. This understanding changes the way he runs his company, prioritizing not only profit but the recognition and encouragement of those around him. The connection between Sekani and Banchul deepens. The CEO becomes a mentor, not by giving orders or money alone, but by offering guidance and trust. Banchul responds with loyalty and effort, showing that respect and opportunity create results far beyond expectations. Together, they demonstrate how seeing and valuing others can transform not just a single life, but many. The story spreads everywhere, inspiring millions. People talk about hidden talent, perseverance, and the importance of kindness. Communities reconsider who they notice and how they value effort. Banchul's life becomes a symbol of hope, while Sekani's example reminds the world that leadership begins with observation, empathy, and the courage to act. In the end, both men grow, not just in success, but in understanding. One life is transformed by recognition, and the other by the awareness that seeing people changes everything. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing African tales. Stay tuned for more inspiring stories that touch the heart.